Hey guys, what's going on? It's the Chinnist. Today is April 19th, Wednesday, New Comic Book Day, and I have my haul here of 21. But this was heavy spec week, so this is actually 14 different titles. So kicking it off, we have Redneck. So this is one of my speculations, and I did pick up 5 total, yep. So I'm going to have one read through here. That's not going to be the 9.8 when I submit all this to CGC, right? So just reading through the premise, this one really caught my attention when I read this one in the previews. And so this one is a story about vampires that live in, modern day society, and they've learned to adapt. Instead of killing humans, these vampires own their own slaughterhouse, and they're actually drinking animal blood in order to survive. I guess, they've made a decision not to kill humans. Not really sure what the storyline is, but the premise was there for me to be interested in it in order to subscribe to it. So I just kind of saw online everything was sold out, last night. I started seeing this on the secondary market already, going for maybe like triple the cover price. So yeah, hoping to read through this one, and hopefully I enjoy it. I'm really have high expectations for this Redneck. Of course, I'm in Texas, and this is another title that's in Texas, similar to God Country. Alright, so next up we have Generation Zero. So this is actually the last, issue number 9 is going to be the last in the series. They're canceling it, apparently due to poor sales. So I have enjoyed it. Again, if you've been watching my videos, I'm getting into Valiant now at this point in time. I've caught up with everything Harbinger related. I think there's 1 or 2 titles that I have coming in the mail that I have not read through yet, but pretty much the overall Harbinger storyline, I'm aware of everything. So I finally am aware of where this Generation Zero team came from. They actually were kidnapped as children and kind of raised in order to be property of a corporation. So these kids kind of grew up in a test science lab, so to speak, and they've been trained, they've been put through horrible experiences. So yeah, these guys, these kids finally broke free in Harbinger Wars, actually the first series that happened, Harbinger Wars, and yeah, they kind of form their own team. They're kind of like an A-team. You contact them through social media, and they'll come help you out. So yeah, there's aliens involved now at this point in time. I don't want to spoil what's happening here, but yeah, looking forward to reading through this, especially since I know their background now at this point in time, reading through all the Valiant trade paperbacks. Okay, so next up we have Trinity. This is number 8. This is the aftermath of Superman Reborn. I did not read Reborn in monthly single issues. I saw the story on YouTube, so I'm aware of what happens, but I'll be reading this one in trade, actually. So yeah, this one, this Trinity is really, to me, what Justice League is. You have the 3 main, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. You see their interaction. The first couple story arcs were pretty decent, in my opinion. I enjoyed the action. I wish the artwork was a little bit better. I kind of feel that this is only like a 3.5 out of 5, 3.25. But yeah, storyline and dialogue's been there for me, so highly enjoy this Trinity trade. If you're dropping out of Justice League of America as well, I would suggest try to pick up Trinity, see if you like that one. Okay, so next up we have Curse Words. I have thoroughly enjoyed this title so far. This has the right dialogue. It has a comedy that's in there. I love the color palette that's utilized here in this title. So storyline, you have a evil wizard that came from like another dimension. They find out about Earth, and his boss, I guess the evil wizard, sends him to Wizard to go to Earth and start preparing it to be taken over by his master. He breaks off. He loves Earth. He loves Earth society, the culture that we have going on here. He decides to start helping out. He uses his powers for good, and his evil boss finds out about it. Wizard actually kills one of the minions that the boss sends, and so now you start having this big battle, and he's kind of doubting himself. You see in the last issue that he kind of started losing his magic, but I guess he found his way back again. So yeah, this has been a great comedic, good action thriller read, Curse Words. It's blowing up on the secondary market as well, but man, you can still find, I think the fourth print of #1 came out again today. So yeah, pick it up, Curse Words. Okay, so next up we have a mini-series. This is number 3 of 4, Death Be Damned. So this one, I've read this one in previews, and I decided to go ahead and pick it up. It's been a great read. This is a horror classic in a way. You have this woman who is murdered, her family is murdered. You have an Indian with shaman powers who brings her back to life. Once she's brought back to life, she could be killed, but she keeps on getting brought back to life until she exacts revenge upon the posse who killed both her and her family. So this has been really great. This artwork really complements this type of storyline. This ghost afterlife type of storyline here. So yeah, this one should be hitting trade pretty soon. This one was not too popular, so you should be able to find number 1 and 2 if you want to read through the series. But yeah, number 4 is coming out next week if you want to wait for the trade. I enjoy this one so far. We'll see if I recommend it in trade or not. Alright, so next up we have God Country. I love this title, man. This one really hit from number 1 on. It really hit with me. I'm from Texas, and here's, I believe this is actually the same writer that's on the new Redneck series. And he was from Texas, so I think that's why he's writing everything from Texas. So yeah, I truly enjoy this one. I kind of saw a lot of similarity with Thor and Mjolnir. However, this sword is far more sentient than Mjolnir will ever be. And, the sword is a character in and of itself, in this title. So really enjoy this one. Connected with the character right away. Has dementia. Without the sword, as soon as he touches the sword, that all goes away, and he's a warrior again, like when he was younger. So we're seeing where this other world, where he came from, and the evil that's coming out of it. You'll see a good standoff here pretty soon, hopefully. So yeah, God Country number 4, great title. Y'all need to go find. I think number 1 again came out in reprint. So man, go pick it up, guys. It's great. Okay, so next up we have Invincible Iron Man, Miss Riri Williams herself. This title I thoroughly enjoy. It's really Riri who I enjoy. Her kind of finding out these building up the suits, going through the various generations. She's the 9th, I think, smartest person in the world. And so yeah, she was able to hook up with Pepper Potts here past couple issues. You may know by now that Tony Stark is the AI for her that helps her out in her suits, and also mentors her on the side. So I'm sure we'll see Tony Stark, come back, one day, and take the Iron Man title, once more, and Riri will have her own Iron Heart title out there. But yeah, great series so far. Enjoy the action, enjoy the dialogue, funny at times, and yeah, I'd never really picked up Iron Man in the past, so Riri Williams is what did it for me. Alright, so next up we have Justice League. This is the last Timeless, and I think this is the very last. I think part 5 is the conclusion of this title. So I'll see from here if I want to continue with Justice League or not. It's only been an average read so far, in regard to this title. Overall, Justice League has been very disappointing to me. I enjoyed the Justice League Suicide Squad crossover, but the ongoing Justice League series has just not been it for me, and I'm right about to dump it. I'll see how this one ends up, and I'll make my final decision, but it's not looking good. So yeah, Justice League, get better, guys. Okay, so next up we have Star Trek Green Lantern. This is Volume 2. Volume 1 was excellent. So I was really looking forward to this Volume 2, and this did not let me down at all. This hits, straight from the movie. You could see, the dialogue that's there. It really matches the characters that they've established within the movie timeline. Khan coming back and getting a hold of the red ring from Atrocious. I think he actually killed Atrocious in issue number 2. So yeah, man, great stuff. If you enjoy Star Trek and you enjoy Green Lantern, this storyline does not disappoint. If you're interested in one of those 2 genres, guys, go pick it up. Star Trek Green Lantern. And this is number 5 of 6. Next up we have Super Sons. This is number 3. Number 1 and 2 were great so far. I enjoyed the first story arc that came from the Superman title. So I thoroughly enjoyed John. You know, he doesn't have all the Superman powers yet. You know, he's kind of slowly kind of picking stuff up. So, you know, I always enjoy the kids kind of learning their powers and starting to adapt. You know, I love that story arc, those type of storylines. And, you know, together with Damian, I love Damian just because he's kind of like a douchebag. You know, he's real smart ass. However, and you can see him changing as he's, you know, continuing the teammate or continuing the interaction with the champion teammates that he has. So yeah, I'm hoping to see a lot of evolution in this comic here. You know, see a lot of you know, befriending between the two, and I'm sure they'll become best friends here going forward. But you know, I'm ready to see a lot of challenges that they go through here. You know, I'm sure they'll be arguing and breaking up from time to time. So yeah, looking forward to all of that. Okay, so next up we have Monsters Unleashed. This is the ongoing series. To tell you the truth, as the first series that came out, the limited series when Monsters Unleashed came out, I wasn't really a fan too much. It was really the very last issue where he was able to combine, Kid Kaiju was able to combine his monsters into like a Voltron type of monster, you know, to where he was able to control everything. You know, I grew up with Voltron. I love Voltron, you know, all the Power Rangers, mechas, and things of that nature. So yeah, that really, you know, and that was just like the last 5 pages, I think, of that last ongoing series. It wasn't until those last 5 pages where I just kind of like, oh man, that's pretty cool, man. That's a great power to have. So yeah, I want to see where this first issue, I may pick up the first, you know, 2 or 3 to see where this goes. I wasn't expecting to pick it up, but yeah, here it is. We'll see if I enjoy it or not. Monsters Unleashed. Okay, so next up I have another spec buy. I only bought 1 extra for my spec box, but here's my reader. Oops. So yeah, Plastic. This was one where I read in previews, and as soon as I read that solicit, man, I was all over this one. I wrote that one down to make sure to pick that one up. So this one is about this guy, and I guess this guy has some mental issues because you see him kind of going across country, and you know, he's over here talking to his girlfriend and stuff, and you find out that his girlfriend gets kidnapped by some dudes, or, you know, gets roughed up, or, you know, gets taken, and, you know, this guy goes all out ballistic on these people. You come to find out that his girlfriend is actually a sex doll, and, you know, so I don't know if this guy's like a little bit crazy or what is going on, but it was an enticing storyline premise that I read in previews in order to get me thoroughly excited about this. So yeah, Plastic. I have high expectations for this one. I'm expecting a lot. So Plastic. Alright, so next up we have Secret Empire. So I did pick up one of the store incentive variants for this title. So I'll be reading through the cover A reader here. So I have not been reading, I have not been collecting any Captain America or you know, the Falcon becoming Captain America. I'm aware of all the storylines. I'm current with all the storylines of him being Hydra and all that good stuff, you know, just through YouTube summary videos that I've been watching. So yeah, this kind of like, you know, takes it to this boiling point with Steve Rogers. You kind of see, I guess he, you know, he's outed as a Hydra agent, and you kind of see what happens. You know, I guess you find out that Cube is, I guess, just in his mind. It didn't really, you know, affect everyone else. It's just him, which I thought was a little bit strange. But yeah, looking forward to reading through Secret Empire. Again, I have not been picking up anything Steve Rogers or Captain America related, but I know this one series is really going to tie everything together, so I decided to pick up this one in monthly. So yeah, Secret Empire. Looking forward to it. Okay, so last up we have one more spec. I picked up 1 extra of the Batman, and this starts the Button series, and I think it's going to be 2 Batman issues and 2 Flash issues for 4 issues total for the story arc. I believe if that's correct, guys, or if not, please comment below and correct me. So yeah, so this is where we find out, you know, how the continuity between Watchmen and this new Rebirth universe really happens. So you see at the very end of Rebirth that the Button that everyone's aware of, you know, Joker's button that has his blood on there. I'm sorry, Joker from the Watchmen. You know, so you see that the Watchmen are somehow related to this new universe here. You know, you haven't seen too much yet. Apparently there's been clues that were dropped, but they may have been so subtle you didn't really know what was going on. You did see Reverse Flash come back 2 issues ago in Flash, so I would suggest kind of pick that one up when he's looking for, what is it, Sins of the Father. I would suggest to go pick that one up, just kind of see what kind of happened, because he's aware of what happened in Flashpoint somehow. So you're about to see what happened or why he knows that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to see how they really tie this button together here. So that's going to be it for this week's brand new haul, guys. Again, should you like what you see here, please like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you later.